G'day battlers, and today we're going to be going back a little bit because we're going to be shoutcasting my YouTuber Forest Cup tournament. So plenty of people have been doing it for the last 3 months I think now, presumably we'll do a Sorcerer's Cup too, but this was the crew that was involved for this tournament. So we had CalebPeng, FB6, Speediest Chief 2, Toretto Master, JayDevin, me, PvP Steve, Purple Kyogre, Lonzo Players, Timber Banks, Dix10, Wizap7 and JayDevin. So a massive crew. It's just really cool to just be battling with everyone. So yeah, let's just get into the battles. And again, for this tournament as well as the last ones, I'm not going to be doing the sort of team analysis, going through why I picked what I picked, just because it is close to the month. There's one more weekend, and for the most part, everyone's moved on to Sorcerer's Cup. So if you happen to have your Forest Cup this weekend, then we'll have plenty of Forest Cup battles here to go through. So yeah, let's get into it. So in the first round, we're up against JayDevin here, and going in, so now we have the Blaziken up against the Ferrothorn. So absolutely fantastic lead matchup, basically the best lead matchup you can get, because you're going to be able to counter all the way down and you're going to be able to tank any charge move from Ferrothorn. So he switches out into Blaziken and we are able to switch into Kingdra. He's charged up a lot of energy, so we were a little bit scared of a Stone Edge, so we're like, alright, we'll burn the shield. We know we're going to be able to Dragon Breath down before he gets another charge move off anyway, even it isn't, so we're basically just paying a shield to definitely have the switch advantage. So we're happy to pay that, especially because we're going to be able to get an Octazooka off. He brings back the Ferrothorn, which is definitely the right move on his part, but gonna get this Octazooka off, hoping to debuff, and we get the debuff, so that's definitely fantastic. And it looks like he's actually going to try and farm us down here, so it's going to let us get another Octazooka off and try for the next 50% chance to debuff him even further. And we get the double debuff. That is pretty major, so this Ferrothorn is really not going to be doing anything to the Blaziken in the back, and it actually forces him to use the charge move to take out Kingdra, just because, I mean, otherwise we would be able to like Dragon Breath down because he'd been so attack debuffed. So yeah, we can tank that double debuff Power Whip, brings in the Mantine, and we decide to switch into Galvantula instead of like going for the Stone Edge on the Blaziken, just because he still has 2 shields. We have a perfect counter for Mantine here that is not a perfect counter to the Ferrothorn, so switch him in, and we actually get hit by an Ice Beam, which is actually kind of better for us, even though it's like not an ideal situation, just because, I mean, it didn't give his Ferrothorn much to farm if we were to come in and do that, and in this situation he was actually he was stopped attacking so that we could just take him out, but I was kind of erring on the side of caution and being like, I don't want this to be like a lag situation, but yeah, he was just like, you've won this. So yeah, so going into game 2, we definitely just had every Pokemon in the right spot, and we've switched up the lead into Galvantula, and we've actually both gone to Galvantula, so it looks like his Volt Switches are coming a little bit quicker, and now I've been hit with some lag, so at this point I just have no idea where things are standing. I don't know how much energy we have, I don't really know what's going on, so we're like, alright, throw the discharge, see what happens. So we've burned a shield on his end, and he's getting a charge move off here. It looks like he got an extra Volt Switch off too. If there was a little sound there, that was a bird kind of just escaping, kind of hitting the window, but on its side. Anyway, back to this discharge, which we get off just before we go down. So we've burnt both of his shields at the cost of the switch advantage, so that's probably a pretty good trade, especially because we're going to be able to bring in Blaziken here, burn shields, and have plenty of energy to go into the next matchup. Like, even if it's a Mantine, we're going to be able to get the Stone Edge off, but we will have to burn a second shield here. Kind of wondering if we might have to actually burn some energy to definitely be able to take it out. Oh, actually, yeah, we can actually switches out into Blaziken, so we're able to get this Stone Edge off, and because he's got no shields, doesn't really have a choice. Bam! Stone Edge taking out the Blaziken, which is definitely fantastic. Brings in the Galvantula to try and get a Volt Switch off, but does get taken straight out. Going to be able to get this Blaze Kick off onto the Ampharos. Really just flexing all over with this Stone Edge Blaziken. It's just done really well. And we looked like we were trying to switch into Kingdra there, but then I think I decided that was a bad idea. We do get one Dragon Breath through, but Ampharos is surviving on to get this Thunder Punch off. Just lucky for us, it wasn't like some major hard-hitting move like a Wild Charge or something. Does Ampharos even have Wild Charge? I don't know, but yeah, just lucky for us. So JayDevin definitely wins the lead here with Blaziken up against Mantine, so we decide to switch into Kingdra. You may have seen that we still have Galvantula on the back, so we've just been running the same 3 against JayDevin because this line of 3 kind of lined up with his line of 3. And if you want to see the tournament, kind of the teams, the Sylph page, that link will be in the description below. Now we've thrown the Outrage straight away to try and get through some sneaky damage, but unfortunately does get shielded. So, I mean, you could say unfortunately, you could maybe say fortunately, because it means that we're not leaving him in a shield advantage, which is definitely nice. But probably going to get taken out here. Oh, actually not quite. Maybe get an off. No, not quite going to get an Octazooka off to definitely threaten that last shield from the Ampharos. bring back in the Blaziken because we were definitely a little scared of the Mantine, but we decided that maybe we can shield up because we hit him so hard with the Stone Edge in the last game. Maybe we can just threaten with the Blaze Kick and he'll shield up anyway. We actually switch into Galvantula to get some real quick damage onto the Mantine, and he's got the Galvantula in the back, so we go straight for this discharge here to try and burn that last shield, I imagine. And we don't get the last shield, so maybe... Oh, okay, that's a visual thing. We do not have any shields here. That's actually been happening a little bit for me, but it has no effect on the game. It's purely visual, so I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get this discharge off, which is definitely going to either force that last shield, or, yep, he forces the shield, so it gives Blaziken a tiny little bit to farm, although we're actually going to get hit by... I don't think this is going to take us out, actually, and then... Oh no, it does. It definitely does. Blaziken, not tanky. So yeah, GG's there. And now going up against the one, the only CalebPeng, we are in trouble here. I don't think I've won a game against CalebPeng at all. And he's caught the lead here again with Blaziken versus Mantine. This lost us the last game, so we'll see if it plays out a little bit different here. And he has Magnezone. So CalebPeng actually has 2 electric types on his team, Galvantula and Magnezone. I'm pretty sure. Could be Ampharos. No, I think it's Galvantula. But Magnezone was something I was definitely a little scared of. I think the Wild Charge debuff had come into effect by this point. So definitely just throwing Bubble Beams to bring the attack to... bring the attack down on that Wild Charge, which I know is going to hit like a truck. We just decided to let it come through because we know he's got tons of energy and he's going to be able to take out the Mantine either way. Bring in the Blaziken, and we burn the shield here to keep Blaziken alive, maybe get a little bit of energy on the Blaziken. And he just absolutely melts away because of the debuffs. Brings back in the Mantine, and now I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle. Not really sure how this game's going to play out. Decide to get hit by the Bubble Beam and then switch out to clear that debuff. And he's not switching out, which makes me think that whatever he's got in the back is going to be weak to the Ferrothorn, hoping that he doesn't expect the Thunder on the Ferrothorn and lets it go through, which he does not, unfortunately. He still had 2 shields, and he knew that Mantine is going to be good up against my Blaziken, so probably the right play. Actually debuffs us and then switches into Jumpluff, so at this point we've kind of... I don't think we can come back from it because we have to burn the shield off of the Jumpluff, then Ferrothorn isn't going to be able to take out the Jumpluff, so basically Blaziken will have to come in, throw like a Blaze Kick to take out the Jumpluff, and then also be able to get a Stone Edge off onto the Mantine. So that's a lot of energy pressure on the Blaziken, and Ferrothorn just isn't outputting enough damage compared to the amount that Jumpluff is sending back, especially when there's still the shield in play. So we are letting Ferrothorn go down to try and leave the shield for Blaziken, I believe, but actually, are we going to burn it now so we can get the Thunder off? Nope, okay, yeah, no, probably for the best, and yeah, so bring in Blaziken, try and farm up a little bit of energy, and he catches the Blaze Kick on the Mantine, which is like, alright, game over. That whole thing about landing one on one and one on the other, that's just not going to happen, and oh man, that was just super well played on his part, just switched at the perfect timing, shield off a Bubble Beam just to try and do some, I don't know, but yeah, we don't even throw the charge move, no point, let it go down, and that's GG. So going into the game 2 now, can we win the lead? And no, oh, actually, yeah, we can win the lead here. So we've got Stone Edge, he switches out straight away into Galvantula. We unfortunately didn't bring a great counter to Galvantula, like we could bring in Blaze Kick is probably like the best move that we've got up against Galvantula, so we decided to throw it to burn 1 shield and then switch out into Ferrothorn. Maybe there was lag that he get hit by another Volt Switch. It kind of looks that way visually. I'm not sure if that's kind of how it played out. It looked like we got hit by 1 more Volt Switch than we would have liked, but it doesn't really change things because the big thing is that we got hit by that Bug Buzz, which is definitely devastating. Some very loud drivers gone by. I hope that wasn't too loud. But yeah, I'm going to throw the Power Whip to just try and get any damage off onto this Galvantula. So Caleb's got no shields now. We still have 1 shield. We're thinking, when do we want to use it? He switches back into the Sunny Castform to get a little bit of energy on that Castform. He also knows that our Blaziken has no energy left because we threw it at the Galvantula. I have perfect memory. I can keep all these information in my head in the span of 1 single game. So yeah, we bring in the Mantine because we are able to throw the Bubble Beam to bring down that Castform before it has the chance to get a Solar Beam off, which we're definitely feeling like we're going to get hit by. But you know, Mantine isn't the best thing to have around for the Galvantula, so take the solar beam, and then we're just going to try and get a bubble beam off onto presumably Galvantula's coming in. Actually, but then we realized, oh wait, no, we've got the aerial ace, we can do the aerial ace, so then we're a little slow on it, and the discharge comes through first, then go for the aerial ace, which will do a nice chunk of damage to the why am I struggling with Pokemon names? To the Galvantula, bring in Blaziken to try and take it down. And unfortunately, we picked wrong. He had Swampert in the back, which is just like, you couldn't have had something that Blaziken could beat. You couldn't have had like Fighter of your own or something that we could hit. But yeah, just unfortunate. Stone Edge did do a fair chunk, but unfortunately the lineups just prevailed there. A Mantine not going to be able to take out this Swampert before it can take us out. And that will be GG's there. So that is game 2. So even though we're 1-1 in the tournament, we can still go for the 2-3 up against Caleb. Blaziken up against Castform, so same lead, we'll see if he does the same thing, switch out instantly. A little bit of lag, actually staying in, farming up a little bit of energy, so I'm not sure if he's planning to throw it. He is. Okay, this is definitely a lot more interesting. It's kind of making me think that he's got something weak to Blaziken in the back. Maybe I should have protected it a little bit more, like maybe he's got Mantine and Galvantula, just things that he didn't want to get hit with energy later, but we throw the Blaze Kick and he doesn't shield, and we thought we could counter all the way down, but unfortunately gets the charge move off first, so we have to burn 1 shield on our end. So again, we've paid 1 shield for the switch advantage, and we'll see how it plays out. So in comes the Galvantula. We went straight for the Stone Edge because we were like, well, I'm assuming Mantine's going to come in, but it wasn't. Gets shielded anyway, so we actually could have got 2 Blaze Kicks off if we just went for the Blaze Kick, so that definitely could have swung the tide. Could have either hit the Galvantula with a Blaze Kick or burnt another shield off Caleb's end, and we would be in the shield advantage right now. Shot out that Bug Buzz successfully this time, and a little bit of lag on his end, so we did get 2 Bullet Seeds off, so kind of waiting. 1 Volt Switch, 2 Volt Switch, switches out now. I think he does win the game anyway, so the lag doesn't really matter. I don't think. I'm not sure if it was even Stevens or not, but we switched into the Kingdra into the jump off because we were like, well, we don't really want to keep this around for Galvantula, I guess, so we'll try and like get a debuff or something off onto here, maybe land the Outrage. Looks like we are going for the Outrage, but I'm assuming Caleb will probably shield here. Doesn't shield, that is absolutely massive, but still gets the charge move off before he goes down. What is it with Caleb and these like last HP charge moves? Just unreal. So Kingdra does survive, but that's probably a bad thing. We're going to get a few Dragon Breaths onto the Galvantula. Galvantula's going to get a little bit of energy off of us, and now we're kind of thinking, wait, maybe we can win this matchup, because he does still have a shield. We have no shields, but Bug Buzz isn't going to take us out. Maybe we can get to a Power Whip. I feel like Galvantula has a fair bit of energy right now. Hit by Bug Buzz. All it needs is a discharge to take us out. Can we get to this Power Whip? We cannot get to the Power Whip. He gets the discharge off. Absolutely crushing us. 3-0. Oh, that is just unfortunate. But yeah, so going into round 3, not game 3, round 3 up against Wizap 7. So Blaziken up against Castform again. So people really liking to lead Castform up against my team, probably because I have 2 grass types with Meganium and Ferrothorn. So I guess that makes sense. Maybe I should have been leading Kingdra a little bit more. But throw the Blaze Kick at the Ampharos and do get a shield, so that's definitely fantastic. And we switch into Kingdra, which is definitely a questionable move, because Kingdra is obviously not going to like being here, but yeah, I'm not really sure why, because Kingdra would also be good up against the Sunny Castform later on, so it's not even like I was making sure it wasn't lined up with Ferrothorn. So yeah, we're just going to get hit by the Thunder Punch, hope to Dragon Breath down here, and then probably going to go straight for the Outrage. I don't go for the Octazooka actually. So I didn't actually see what was coming in, but hope for the debuff. It is Sunny Castform, so actually, well done on my end, because that's definitely probably a little bit better than Outrage, just because you can do super effective damage and get the chance for the debuff. But yeah, so he's got no shields now. We can really bring in either Pokemon here. We're going to bring in the Blaziken though. Maybe farm up a bit of energy and switch out to catch that. Yep, okay, fantastic. Just well-timed switch. Eat the Weather Ball with the Mantine. He's just going to do no damage and just eat up a bunch of his energy. And now we've got the Mantine mirror match. So Blaziken is going to be able to take out the Castform in the back. Castform doesn't have tons of energy. Blaziken does have energy. We're kind of just going to be in this mirror match for a little while. But Mantean's going to be really debuffed by the time this matchup is done. I'm not sure if we're going to go for the Bubble Beam to the Aerial Aces. Looks like we're going for an Aerial Aces to bring that health down on the Mantean, because we kind of know, well, a Stone Edge isn't going to do like all of the health on the Mantean. We kind of need to bring it down to Stone Edge range in case that's what we're going to need to do, because we also might get hit by a Bubble Beam before our Stone Edge comes off. But we actually switch into Blaziken to get this Stone Edge off before he can get a charge move. So this is going to take out the Mantean at this range. And then will in come the Sunny Cast form, and we still have a shield, so we're going to be able to just go for the Blaze. Actually, we're going to counter down, and he might have had a charge move, but wasn't any point throwing because we did still have that shield. So we've got Battle of the Electric types here. Galvantula up against the Shiny Ampharos. I do like that Shiny Ampharos, but we're just going to go straight for the Bug Buzz, and it looks like he wasn't going for a charge move, so he might be farming up, charging up energy to the Focus Blast, or at least to bait the Focus Blast, and he lets the Bug Buzz go through, which is absolutely devastating for that Ampharos, and he switches into Mantean, which makes me think, is his whole line weak to the Galvantula? Like, is Galvantula OP right now? Which it does shield up, so he's trying to get an Aerial Ace or an Ice Beam or something off, I imagine. Probably not going for the Bubble Beam. It does go for the Bubble Beam actually, so definitely baited us with that shield, and it's going to debuff us, maybe going to be able to get a charge move off. I'm not sure if that was an accident or on purpose going for the discharge, because I was definitely a little worried that he was going to get a charge move off, but I'm not sure if I was that worried. And in comes Ferrothorn in the back, so Ferrothorn would definitely be the better thing to switch into the Galvantula. I'm not sure if it was like a miss switch. I don't think he mentioned it after we battled, and this is the middle battle, so it's kind of, you're more likely to comment on like the last battle, something that just happened, to be like, oh, that was so close, like I just didn't get this charge move, whatever. But when it's like another game behind, sometimes you don't remember. But we're definitely in a dominating spot right now. This Blaziken up against the Ferrothorn, and going to counter down, and that is GG's there. So going into game 3, Mantean up against Breloom. So we have just won this lead super hard, switching out straight away into the Seismitoad. So Wizap did have a fair bit of spice on his team, which is definitely fun to see. I think we might just let this, oh no, we shield. And it's a Muddy Water, which we were not expecting at all. I kind of forgot that Seismitoad could have Muddy Water, so it was like, well, he's not going to have that. So we go for the Blaze Kick just to try and threaten something, and he does shield. That's definitely nice. I don't really know how bulky or squishy Seismitoad actually is. We end up getting hit by another Muddy Water. Does take us out with some Mud Shot, so he's got a fair bit of energy. We're obviously not going to bring in the Galvantula because he does have that ground typing, so we bring in the Mantean, kind of thinking, oh, are we in a bad spot here? Like, is this going to be bad? He's just with another Muddy Water, so maybe he only has one charge move, or maybe he's just really trying to get that debuff. But if you've seen, like, if you were watching my videos like over the past few months, like maybe 2-3 months ago, you'll know that my Swampert for a very, very long time had Muddy Water on it, and I don't recommend it to anyone. I had fun with it, but it was not a good move. And now there's a plane going overhead, so plenty of vehicular motion going on right now. I guess this country has opened a fair bit up. But anyway, Mantean up against Sunny Castform. I'm going to go for another Bubble Beam just to bring that Castform down even more with some super effective damage to boot. Boom. And are we going to get hit by a Solar Beam now? Can we actually tank a Solar Beam after being double debuffed? I feel like we might be able to. Solar Beam. We can tank it, so that is absolutely massive. We're just going to go for another Bubble Beam, knowing that we are in a fantastic situation here with the Mantean. We'll see if the Castform shields or not. Probably does. And then going for the charge move to make sure it can take us out. I'm not sure if he needed to do that, but he was pretty debuffed, so maybe did. And then switches into the Breloom, into whatever we had in the back, which unfortunately was the Galvantula. So we're going to shield up here because we know we can threaten that last shield with our with our Bug Buzz. Even more vehicular motion. So we'll see if we can land this Bug Buzz. Do land the Bug Buzz, so actually he doesn't have a shield, my bad. Yeah. I thought he had a shield left, but he did not, so we are able to take that out with Galvantula, and that is GG. So going to the last round up against Speediest Chief, we are 2-1 now, so we're going for the 3-1, which is definitely still nice. Ferrothorn up against Mantean, so absolutely fantastic lead matchup. We're thinking this is going to be good, and he's not switching out, which is kind of interesting. So hits with the Bubble Beam and then switches into the Ferrothorn, so fantastic play on his end. Catching the charge move perfectly. Would have been fantastic to land that on the Mantean, but oh well. We're able to switch into Blaziken, but now that the Ferrothorn is switch locked, it's really stumbling over my words a little bit. But eat the Flash Cannon and then going to counter all the way down, expecting Mantean to come back in. but he doesn't have a lot of energy, so I don't think we're rushing for the charge move. And we can see the flying type in the top right, so we go straight for the Stone Age now. Hope that it magically goes through. Doesn't go through, unfortunately, so we have shown our hand a little bit because of that, but all good. And I think we're going to bring back in the Ferrothorn. Yeah, bring back in the Ferrothorn because we know, well, he now knows that we have Thunder, so we've definitely showed our hand with the movesets a little bit. So now he definitely knows that we've got Thunder Ferrothorn, he knows we've got the Stone Age Blaziken, throws the Ice Beam, which I wasn't expecting, and then switches into Trash Wormadam. So we switch into Mantine. Now, Bubble Beam and attacking debuff moves are really good up against Pokemon that are doing really big, slow charge moves like Confusion. Basically because it's putting a percentage decrease on that attack. And so something like a Dragon Breath, which was a little post on Reddit that was talking about how Dragon Breath is broken because the debuffs don't do much, because it's just doing 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage constantly, and it's not being debuffed enough to bring it down to like 1 damage, for example, whereas Confusion is doing like, 12 damage, so it's way easier to bring it down to 8 or whatever. So it ends up switching out into the Mantine, so we're like, alright, we can do this, we'll just debuff again, go for the Bubble Beam, and then switch back into Ferrothorn, go for this Thunder straight away, so just keep making sure that we can get it off, and then knock it taken down basically. He burns his last shield, so we're going to go for another Thunder. I feel like we might risk it for the... Oh no, we don't risk it. We don't risk it. I knew it was going to beat a Bubble Beam because of course it's going to be at that range. Like, you're going to go for the Bubble Beam just for that shield break chance, reduce the attack. But yeah, unfortunately we had no shields now. We got the Thunder off onto the Mantine. Going to go for the Power Whip, but unfortunately not able to get it off onto the Wormadam. We kind of get hit by a charge move straight here, so we're kind of going, oh no, have we lost this game? We can tank an Iron Head. Can we get to an Aerial Ace before he gets to another charge move? There was a little bit of lag, tiniest amount of health. Will this Aerial Ace finish off the Wormadam? Yes, it does! Ding ding! That was, I really thought that game was lost, so it was definitely a very pleasant surprise. And we get the second fantastic lead in a row, Blaziken up against Ferrothorn. At this point we're thinking, yes, we have totally got this game. Like, we've got the 2-1, we've got 3-1 in this tournament, this is sick, awesome job, go PvP Steve, but we'll see how it does play out. So Ferrothorn up against Stunfisk is kind of a back and forth-ish matchup. Ferrothorn does win out in the Sims, I believe, just because the grass damage is going to be so overpowering, especially when just because Bullet Seed charges up quick, Power Whip does a nice chunk of damage to that weak Stunfisk, lets that one go through. So we've charged up a fair bit of extra energy too. So in comes the Ferrothorn. So we don't have Flash Cannon, so that is the downside to having Thunder Ferrothorn, the fact that you aren't going to be winning the mirror matches. I mean, we also have the very vast health disadvantage right now. So we actually switch into Blaziken, hoping to catch the charge move. Unfortunately, didn't happen. He switches into Trash Wormadam, and we're like, alright, well, at least we can get this Blaze Kick off. And we know that Counter's going to be doing damage. Can we get another Blaze Kick off? We get a second Blaze Kick off, and at this point we're like, oh, this is going so well. So well. Because he's going to have to burn that last shield, or take tons of damage to that Wormadam. We've still got 2 shields. We're like, alright, this is going fine. So we bring in the Ferrothorn, because we know our Ferrothorn isn't in a great position to fight the other Ferrothorn. So we're like, alright, we'll use it up here, use up its energy, throw the 1 Power Whip. Gonna let this charge move come through, I believe. Yep, let it come through. And so now it's Mantine with 2 shields up against a weak Wormadam and a weakened Ferrothorn. So we'll see how it plays out. We're kind of thinking, when are we going to shield? We decide to shield up the first Iron Head because you're like, well, even though it's not doing tons of damage, we'd rather not get hit by that undebuffed charge move. Go for the Aerial Ace to take out the Wormadam before it gets more confusions off. And so now we have Mantine up against Ferrothorn. Mantine usually just wins this matchup if it plays out sim perfect, but because he has so much energy on that Ferrothorn, we're kind of going, oh no, don't tell me we've lost this game. So we go for the Bubble Beam, which I don't think that even going for the straight Aerial Aces would have flipped the game match. Oh, maybe it would have. We would have only got 1 Aerial Ace off at this point. Is this going to finish off? And that's my stomach rumbling, by the way. It is past lunchtime and I have not had lunch. But Speedy does take us out there. Pretty clutch. So hoping that we can win out of this last game to take that 3-1. But Blaziken up against Wormadam is not a good spot to be in. We're kind of thinking, well, let's go for the Blaze Kick, burn out the shield, see what we can do. Maybe it would have been maybe that was a big mistake on my part and I should have saved Blaziken for later, especially because, as you may have just seen, we have double grass types, which means Blaziken is going to be pretty important because he can cover a lot of the weaknesses that the grass types have. So it's kind of like, oh dear, maybe that wasn't the best, but we were definitely banking on Stunfisk being in the back. So at this point, we're hoping the team is Trash Wormadam, Ferrothorn, and Stunfisk, which was actually, I feel like that was his last lineup. So that's kind of what we're hoping for at this point. So go for the Power Whip just to bring down the Ferrothorn a little bit. He knows that he doesn't have to shield at this point, so he's just going to let it all come through. Gets the charge move off before ours comes through. Probably Flash Cannon to finish us off. It is. Down we go. So without getting that Power Whip off, going to bring back in the Blaziken this time, hoping to counter down a little bit. We decided to burn the shield there because otherwise we might have got taken out by the Ferrothorn. Switch into Trash Wormadam and we go for another Blaze Kick, so hoping that he burns another shield here. Lets it go through, so at this point we're like, ooh, that's pretty good. He's going to bring like Ferrothorn back in if he brings in Stunfisk, but he brings in Mantine, and now I'm like, oh, so I have Meganium. is Meganium good against Mantine? And to answer your question for those at home, no, Meganium is not good up against Mantine. This is very poor for us. Basically game loss at this point. I was kind of just sitting there going, oh, why did I bet on Stunfisk? Why did I bet on Stunfisk? So yeah, this is GG's here, so basically I can wrap this all up now. So thank you to everyone for battling. I'll put all of the people who participated in this tournament, all of their YouTube links in the description below. Definitely all check them out because they're all fantastic content creators. I've got some more vehicular motion, just coming in to also say thank you to all of the other battlers, other hashtag battlers who did participate. Stomach rumbling also, plenty of noises going on. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have your Forest Cup this weekend, good luck to you. If you've moved on from Forest entirely and just want more Sorcerer's Cup content, well, better check in tomorrow, because that's when it'll keep on coming out. Because yeah, this will be my very last Forest Cup video, and it's all Sorcerer's Cup from here. And hopefully, I'm recording this like a day and a half before it's uploaded, so there's still a video that will hopefully come out between where I'm recording right now and this video coming out. So hopefully the daily uploads have actually been keeping up, something I'm experimenting with, and we'll just see how that goes. So yeah, and congratulations to CalebPeng. So this is his team here, which obviously it's a little bit late to be copying teams at this point. Not too many forest battles left to go, but there it is for the record. And with that said, thank you to my patrons, Melantime9458, brajSF, -10, NotRandyN3wman and Yahwertle for supporting the channel. And if you're looking for Sorcerer's Cup content, coming out hopefully tomorrow. Toodaloo.